Minasan, okarina nasai. Today I'm going to attempt to do a yearly recap of everything that happened in the Bushiroad franchises, those being Bandori, D4DJ, and Revue Starlight. I'm going to keep the intro short since this video will be fairly long. A year is a long time, so I may have missed some stuff, so feel free to let me know down below. Things you can expect to see are live concerts, special appearances at events, song releases, new members of existing groups, and unfortunately a retirement from a group. Since there is a lot to go over, there will be timestamps down below. Use them as needed. Let's start off with the company as a whole. Bushiroad held a massive festival fairly recently. It had all 4 main Bangdream bands, one of the boy bands even, and MyGo was the opening act, though I don't think that part was streamed. It also had all 6 of the main D4DJ groups, 2 of them even doing a little crossover. It also had 3 members of Aqua, and then 3 members of Nijigasaki. If all that wasn't good enough, most of the Teppen cast, along with the main Milky Homes cast, and their juniors, the Feathers. Not done yet though, all of Starlight Kukugumi, aside from Teru because she had a prior commitment, and then all 9 Assault Lily girls as well. Pretty sure that was everything. This was a wicked 5-hour festival, but in my opinion, Aqua stole the whole show with a single 3-minute song. The Bushiroad Rock Festival will be in May of 2023. I'm sure it's gonna be amazing. And now for Bangdream. The Bandori 9th Live box set came out, and then they had a huge summer festival. Bangdream also had the 10th Live, a 4-day event in September. 1 day for each of the main groups. Then a special live, which was basically a really big festival in November, featuring all groups except for Pastel Palettes and Glitter Green. I don't think My Go was there either, but they could have opened like they did with the Bushiroad Fest and it just didn't show on the live stream. Oh yeah, by the way, My Go debuted this year. I know nothing at all about them because Bandori just doesn't seem to advertise them like at all. I mean, unless they are and I'm just not seeing it. Kind of an odd choice, but I digress. That group actually had 3 lives this year, though I haven't seen anything on YouTube. But back to Bangdream as a whole, they released an album titled Bangdream Dreamer's Best, which is a compilation of popular songs from the franchise, in case the title wasn't already self-explanatory. Girls Band Party had their 5th anniversary. To celebrate this, they had 2 streamed events featuring a lot of the seiyu. Ras was at Anisama, but so were Amane and Ayasa representing Morfonica. There was also 2 new anime episodes featuring all of the groups. It was a lot of fun. Hashi, Nishio, and Shindo went to Korea in early December to represent Bandori at the AGF Korea event. Right at the beginning of the year was the Girls' New Year's Party, which had the 4 main groups doing an assortment of games. Basically a fan meet. The final thing to mention is the unfortunate news that Ami Maishima stepped down from her role of Aya Maruyama. No new cast announcement has happened yet, but since her D4DJ cast has a new role, I'm sure Aya will have a new seiyuu revealed very soon. But let's move on to the groups individually, and I will be only covering the 4 main ones. Poppin Party had their 17th and 18th singles come out, Poppin Dream and Natsu ni Tojikomete, but also their songs Future Place and Daisuki were released into the Girls Band Party game. Their portion of Bandori's 10th Live was called Hoppin' Poppin' Dreamin'. Next year they will have a joint live with Ras and it will be called Galaxy to Galaxy. I'm actually not sure if this meant to be the English word to or the Japanese word to, which means and. So I guess the title could actually be Galaxy and Galaxy. Either way, I'm sure Naomi Payton is hyped. And this will be part of Bangdream's 11th Live. Roselia had their instrumental album having 30 tracks on it. They had their episode of Roselia 2-day concert, as well as their mini album, Rozen Horizon. That song also having its own live action music video, but they also had a short animated music video for their song Flashlight. They also had their newest song, Swear Night and Day, and in the game they had their track Gleam. Roush Craziness 2 had its Blu-ray release and a lot of people had some opinions. They were guests at Countdown Japan at the end of December. Lastly, their portion of Bandori's 10th Live was called Sonenshine, their 9th solo live. Ras had their joint live with Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas, what a crossover that was, as well as their live Overkill. There was their first full live action video, Light a Fire, then 3 absolute banger songs, The Way of Life, Chorus Gate DNA, which had a short music video, and Repaint, which had a full-on music video, animated though. That song also being composed by Fear and Loathing. Also, Ras had their own instrumental album with 20 tracks. I highly recommend it if you like their instrumental portions during their lives. They had their Mythology Chapter 2, a joint concert with Morfonica. Then they were at the Japan Jam, Summer Sonic Festival, and Anisama. Actually, just a few days ago, they were at the Countdown Japan event. Their portion of Bandori's 10th Live was called Soul Roar. I absolutely love that title. This is also technically their 11th live according to the wiki. Shoutouts to Ras out here killing it. They also had this little thing, I don't know what to call it, maybe a music video. They just kind of danced around, then exercised while blazing Bonfire played in the background. Next year they will be at the Mega Vegas 2023 in March, hosted by the rock band Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas. This is actually the first showing of the festival in like 6 years. Time for Morfonica, the final band. They had their 4th single, Fly with the Night. Then their 5th single, Yorube no Sunny Sunny. In the game they had 2 more new songs, Colorful Liberty and The Circle of Butterflies. They were guests at the Coca-Cola Summer Station Music Live, and they had their live show Resonance. They had their own anime announcement, and then it aired in the summer, called Morfonication. Their portion of Bandori's 10th Live was called Reverberation, and this was their 5th solo live. Next year in March, they will have their first album, Quintet. The next franchise is D4DJ. The D4 Fes All In was on May 28th and 29th at Fuji-Q, of course. Bushiroad has to have like a contract with them or something because they are always performing there. But a little prior to that, they had a pre-show at the beginning of the month called Go To All In, featuring 2 girls from each group. And Noah Fukushima hosted the Kawaii Fes, which featured Photon Maiden, Happy Around, and Lyrical Lily, where there was a lot of abuse on that poor cat Nyochio. I don't know what beef Sumagi and Nishio have with it, but they need to chill out. The franchise released 6 full cover track albums, the first 2 having 12 songs each, 2 from each group, and all the others having a bonus song. Definitely listen to Peaky P-Key's Cyber Cyber and Photon Maiden's Hot Limit. Also, only 5 of these are actually available digitally right now. The 6th one should be coming soon. Well, over in the West at least. It might be different over in Europe and over in the East, so I don't know. Anyway, each of the 6 main groups had their first solo albums released that featured 2 or 3 new songs, 8 old songs, and remixes of 2 prior songs. I will go into more detail on those in their sections. If you remember last year, Photon Maiden had their own show on D4DJ YouTube called Photon Maiden TV, while this year we were blessed with a mermaid show, a Lyrical Lily show, and currently we have a Happy Around program going on. For some odd reason, only the mermaid one was subbed on the English channel. In the summer, we got D4DJ Double Mix, 1 episode focused on Rondo and Mermaid. They had a joint live called Fake Off, which was also the same name of their new song, and its coupling track, Angels and Demons. Both absolute bangers, and both of the groups were also at Anisama together. Let's begin with the groups individually, with Happy Around of course. Their album, Happy Ara, Happy Are, Happy Ara Are, all spelt differently, I assume meant to be a play on their name, which probably makes more sense in their language than ours. They had a bunch of new songs come out, mostly only available in the game for now. Trance Doors, Mordoki, Summer Wonder, Sing Along, Please, Merry Go Around, Full Heartful, and Laugh Diamond Magic, with those last 2 being on their new album. They had their 3rd live this year, while their 4th solo live will be on March 5th of next year. And finally, the most important thing, Kanan Shizaki stepped down as Rei Togetsu, and then Rei's new seiyuu became the very lovable Maiko Irie. Really fun name to say honestly, but I might end up just calling her One-chan. Can't be simping too hard though, I gotta save all that energy for Photon Maiden. Their album was called For Phenomena, which had 2 of their new songs, Overcome and Game, but they also had a mini album called Showdown, which had 2 more of their new songs, 24 and Linked Ring. Aside from this, they had the songs Photon Tail and Collector. And, well, like with Happy Around, we got a cast change. Ami Maishima stepped down from her role of Ibuki Nijima, and the new seiyuu was announced to be the goddess Kana Nanaki, who will receive all of the simp energy from me, and I might just start calling her mommy. But she's 3 years younger than me, so that's weird. Look at those muscles though, holy shit. I'll probably have to remake their video in the future, but for now, here's a fun fact I found out recently about the group. Those little lines in the Photon Maiden logo are actually Morse code, and it says Photon Maiden. But now it's time for Peaky P-Key. Masterpiece was their album. Peace spelled like peace and love, dude, not like the word masterpiece. Also, I want you to know I did the peace sign while I said that, but you can't see that. This album featured 3 of their new songs, Symphonic Merry-Go-Round, Deja Boon, and Keep It Up. Like with Photon Maiden, they also had a mini album come out recently, called Do or Die. It had their 2 newer songs, Let's Do It and One's Believing. Aside from these, they've also had their new song, Echoing Chaos Countdown. Next year, they will finally have their first live on March 25th. Mermaid had their album VIP Lagoon with their new song I Will Never Die. In game, they had the new songs Live Life and Goat. They had their 3rd live, Stopping. The only other thing for them is that they had their 4th live, Summer Killer 2. Rondo's first album was Shin Rai, that name being the same one as the only new song on the CD. But they also had Tromere, Blooming Rose in Another World, and Flower Limitation and Demon's Mini Escape. That's 1 song. Way too long of a name. Why is there an and in between those words? Finally, their 3rd solo live will be in February. And now, the little cuties, Lyrical Lily, had their lyrical anthology, with the song Catcher in the Rhyme being the new one. Really good song, actually. Some of their other new tracks were The If Dancer, Summer Break, Welcome to the Circus, and Senri Ichiri Monogatari, the main theme for the stage play that they had this year, which was titled The Path of Senri Begins with One Step, which naturally had the 4 cuties as the leads, but it also featured some other D4DJ girls, Haru-chan, Mermaids Negishi and Hazuki, and Rondo's Riona. They were at the Japan Summer Sonic Festival this year, as well as Animax, doing a cover of Tri-Sail's Adrenaline. I absolutely loved seeing this. Their third solo live will be January 22nd of 2023. And now for a newer group, well, first actually just Lynx Eyes, they released 3 songs in January. All songs were sang prior at lives, but for now it was an official release. Those being All Friends, Love Again, and Easy Do Dance. They also had a joint live with Peaky P-Key back-to-back Fridays in early January. But then it was announced that Lynx Eyes, along with Scarlet Canary, another 2-girl unit, would merge to form Call of Artemis, featuring all 4 of them. I'm pretty sure in lore this was the original group when they were younger, and now this is more of a revival. Their first album will also be in January. The last thing to mention is that aside from the formation of Call of Artemis, we also got 2 brand new groups. The first being Abyssmare, a combination of Abyss and Nightmare. They will be the first antagonist unit in the franchise. One of their members is actually the Anisong pop singer Main, who is a music producer as well. Their debut song has a short version here on YouTube. The second new unit is Michiru's unit. I think the name is still a work in progress. Actually, they did recently get a name. They are now called Unicord, and they have a short song released. Not much information has been revealed, but there was a live stream showing off the Seiyu. And in lore, they have Lumina, who is now the shortest girl in the franchise. And also in lore, they have canonically the first gay couple, as the members Hayate and Kokowa are in a relationship. Also, Kokowa's Seiyu is a grab your model as well, so go enjoy that and stay thirsty. It was also announced recently that Unicord and Abyssmare will have a joint live in April. So finally, we have Revue Starlight. They didn't have much to do this year, but first, the live Edel Delight, which primarily focused on the Edels and the junior high students of Siegfeld. Of the new junior girls, you might actually recognize Ruka from Lyrical Lily, but it also had the 3 Seiren leads, including Kana Nanaki, our new Ibuki, as well as Ryochi, Aiba, and Sasaki representing their respective schools. Later, there was a prequel to this stage called The Stage Junior High Regalia, focused on just the junior girls with special guests that you can see here. Next year will be Revue Starlight, the live new stage, featuring all of Seisho for the first time in like 3 years, as well as some Siegfeld and Seiren guests. It's not actually confirmed if Amori will be there though, since she's been on mommy duties lately, but she was at the Bushiroad Fest and posted a photo of her in her Red Star costume very recently, so I'd say, yeah, she'll be there. So that was a whole lot of stuff. Hopefully I kept it nice and simple and I didn't miss anything too important. I'd really love some feedback. Definitely mention things that I missed so I can highlight it for others to see, and yeah, let me know if this was a good idea. If this does well, I will be doing it again next year, and I might go into more detail and mention even more things about the groups and girls. I also think it'll probably be a better idea to do this twice a year, half-year recap, one in June and one in December. The last thing to say is something I won't ask often, but if this is your first video of mine, I'd really appreciate it if you subscribed. I have really big ambitions for the future of this channel, but I can't really get anything going until that sub count goes up. And with that, we have reached the ending. I hope you've enjoyed and learned something new. Please join me in the next one. I look forward to seeing you there.